Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Monster Energy Supercross 4. Round 3 of the Futures part of Career Mode is here, and we'll be in the Lone Star State of Texas.
One of the top riders in Monster Energy Supercross. Listen to the roar of the fans packing the stadium.
So starting from pole position, waiting for the grids to drop in any moment now. Let's do it! Perfect start. That's probably one of the best starts we've had in Monster Energy Supercross 4 as of yet. Really pleased that start's going to be 15 minutes here in Arlington, in one of the best tracks in the game. I really like this one. We did this one in the live stream just a couple of weeks ago, and I really found the element of the flow in this particular track, and I really enjoyed it. So hopefully I can replicate what I did in qualifying with the pole position and transform that into a victory here today, because we are still yet to win in the career mode as of yet. So our fingers crossed this is the one that will end the streak, because this is still part of the futures and the career mode. Of course, who knows what's going to happen once we get to the rookie stages. When we do actually get to the rookie stage, we'll be able to pick and choose our team which we're going to be represented by. Of course, there'll be certain offers which you'll be able to accept or decline, so I cannot wait to choose and accept an offer from a real team. Cannot wait for that. As we now flick it left for the big jump, try and get that one right, and we'll be setting ourselves up for the next corner. Let's use effectively this big leap, and then into the corner here for Pollard, Sword, and just behind us we got a great start. We got the whole shot, of course. That is usually our strength. We have started extremely well. For some reason, when the grids drop on this one, I'm just so good at getting it right. Now, on MXGP 2020, I can't say the same, but it's not bad. But here, doing really well. Qualifying is rather easy on Monster Energy Supercross 4, unlike in MXGP, where the qualifying seems to be the hardest part, and then the race isn't too bad. And here, it seems to be the qualifying is the easiest part, and the race is the difficult one. So Pollard is ahead of us. He's about 0.8 of a second. He's on the tabletop section already. I'm disappointed with... Oh, he's just gone down! Already early on this Grand Prix, he's just collapsed. And we have been gifted the lead once more, so that's a great sign for us. Fingers crossed we can just stay out in the front, keep churning out those fast lap times, and win here in Texas. Absolutely brilliant track and a wonderful place, so I really hope this is the one we can get the job done. I'm really, really hoping so. So big shout out to two Texans, Big Joe with the steamed hams, and Billy Canis, I hope I'm saying that surname right, might be Canas, I'm not too sure. I've had a go anyway, but shout out to those two gentlemen. Those are from Texas, and I was thinking about you two along the way during this particular race. I don't know if anyone else is from Texas, but those are the two I know and remembered. So there you go. Those are two shout outs for two wicked gentlemen. And fingers crossed I can win here today just for you guys, or at the very least finish on the podium. As far as the championship goes, I really do feel we need to finish on the podium at the minimum. I don't even remember who our competition is, because I don't think the riders are actually real. They're part of just the Futures group that's just all made up. I'm not too sure. My knowledge on Monster Energy Supercross is not as high as the such as likes of MotoGP or Ride 4 and Superbike, etc., etc. But still, I'm having a good old bash at it and see what we can do. But Sword is behind us, and he seems to be closing in very, very, very quickly. Especially after my bit of a hash in turn 1, and then of course again, a little bit of a hash there. The Sword goes around the outside, pushing me wide. Don't need that, not today, thank you very much. And we dive straight back up at the inside of him again, giving him the big don't argue. You push me, pal, I push you back. We are determined to get on the podium today. If not win, we'll do our very, very damnedest. I swear we're going to do what we can. But I'm pleased to say that even though we got beaten just a moment ago, we came back. We fought back and we came stronger, and now we've got a bit of a gap already developing, which is not massive, but of course it will develop if we can stick on it and just absolutely go for it. Keep pushing, keep focusing, and just go for it. As Johnson is now ahead of Sword. We have messed that corner up quite a bit there, but we'll get a good drive here for the jump. That is much, much better. As you can see, by going into the decline, we carried a lot more speed, and it was easier to then make the next corner. Of course, I've always mentioned, I think I've said it from the beginning, the flow is imperative. This is racing like no other, to be honest with you. Of course, in the likes of road racing, effectively you are still doing the same. Oh my god, what just happened then? The bike just turned upon itself. My goodness, what on earth happened then? Big apologies, I did not want that to happen, but unfortunately it did, so yeah, I like it and lump it, I guess. I'm sure we can get back to it and do a little bit better next time. But what I was going to say is, of course, MotoGP and even Ride 4 and Superbikes, etc., they all still have a flow to follow. It's just that that is not so much a jumping or undulation, it's more so on the braking and then turning and etc. So yes, there is a flow to every sort of racing, but this one has a totally different flow, of course, and it's so imperative, because at least in, like, if you're doing road racing, you can make a little bit of a mistake, maybe on a corner, and then you can just call it more back on the straight. But here you get really bogged down in particular jumps, and you can really, really struggle. So it's not ideal. And as you can see, we've just lost two places to two people already, which is really not ideal. Johnson getting ahead of us. Sword fights back. Certainly not seeing the guy who collapsed in the beginning of the race. Oh, he's actually there in 5th place. Pollard. Please don't tell me he's going to come back after getting a second wind. Fingers crossed we can at least defend against him, as we got some good berms there, some good jumps. Now into this berm, continue to push forward onto the tabletop section. We're pretty good at these tabletop sections. Just a simple method of pushing backwards on the analog stick and then pushing as much as you can on the exit. So pretty decent. As we get up on the inside, defending like a boss. We really want it. Well, I guess we were attacking this time, but we're still defending somewhat, because of course we do want to try and defend as much as possible, because we still want to start and finish in 1st place. And the game says not bad for that jump. I thought it was a pretty bad jump. Still messing up this section here. We're looking like we're doing a little bit worse in this particular section. That's not ideal, but in this next part, push it forward on the analog stick, push backwards and then jump. We can get ahead of him here if we... Yes, brilliantly done. That is brilliant, brilliant attacking and defending. We just got to keep doing it like we're playing a search and destroy match on Call of Duty. We've got to do everything we can here. Attack and defend, you know it. As we go a little bit close to Sword there, we're careful we don't want to land on top of him. That wouldn't be ideal. Right here in Texas in a magnificent stadium. Going to do everything we can. Keep pushing them back. Don't let Johnson bully you. Don't let Sword attack you. We just got to do what we can. We'll be our shield against his sword. And just do what we can. But the fastest lap time is a 57.222. I think that was set by me earlier on. We won't be replicating that here today, or at least in this particular lap, because I made a little bit of a mistake there. Not ideal, to say the truth. And of course, not looking too bad compared to what it was in Oakland last time out. It was a bit of a slugfest. It was really getting bullied. And we're getting bullied again. We're trying to fight back against Sword. He pushed me really wide then. I lost my drive. So I didn't quite get the leap that I wanted. And still, due to that one little bit of a moment, we have completely messed up the next couple of lines. It is so imperative, the flow. I can't preach that enough. I really can't. It's so difficult. But I do love this game. I must say I'm really impressed with this game from the start to the... a couple of weeks ago when I first did the videos. I was really impressed with it. The compound was pretty decent as well. The live stream was just absolutely awesome. Of course, I will be doing another live stream, but that'll be on Ride 4 in a couple of weeks' time. And then, of course, the big one. The biggest. Oh, the biggest. MotoGP 21 when that comes out. I cannot wait. So, fingers crossed you'll be with me by then. If you haven't subscribed, now's a great time to do so, because I'll be covering a lot of MotoGP 21. I'll still be covering a lot of Ride 4, and you know it, I'll be covering this game as well, as we make a little bit of a mistake there into the corner, going up to the berm. So we did lose touch a little bit with Mr. Sword. Fingers crossed we can fight back and put his sword back into its sheath and continue to fight, and then hopefully we can take our first victory in the career mode. And of course, the futures mode is not really that important to make victories, and I don't think there's actually a particular championship for it. It does say there is a championship, but it's just 3 rounds. I don't really know if you can call that an actual championship, but the game says so, so why not? We are in 2nd place. I think we're actually... No, it's a lie. We are in 1st place for the championship. 2nd place in this Grand Prix, obviously. And we'll see what we're doing. But I must say, compared to what we did look like in Oakland, I think I'm holding my own quite comfortably here. I'm not quite up to par with Sword, but I do feel that 2nd place is ours. Now, I don't think... Oh, I did mess that up a little bit. But I don't think in Oakland we really looked comfortable at any point. Or at least I didn't feel comfortable at any point in that race. Here I feel natural, it feels smooth. I really like the design of the track. I like the length of the jumps. I think the track surface is brilliant. It's definitely my favourite particular track, I will say. We did lose a bit of time there to Raskan, and oh, that's not ideal. I don't want a 3rd place, I want to get a 2nd. And of course the vultures behind are coming as well, so if we make another mistake, King and Johnson will be taking advantage and taking my podium position. But I don't see anyone in the championship battle. There was a Navara and there was a Wolf, and I don't see either of them here. I guess that's ours? Hopefully, if that's the case, we'll try and get the best result possible, of course, as we dive up on the inside of Raskan. But I'm not sure whether we're going to actually be fighting for a championship at this point, as he gets up on the inside of us again, old Raskan. Brilliantly fought back, and he fights back again. Lovely, lovely attacking and defending from both sides here. Both parties giving as good as they've got. Of course, they don't hold back when they get aggressive. And I guess I'm learning that I have to get aggressive with them. Now, I'm not really aggressive when it comes in these sort of games. I love to attack on the likes of MotoGP and Ride 4, but I don't think I'm aggressive. I might be a little bit clumsy on MotoGP, and then just smooth and collected on Ride 4. Not so much here. I'm a little bit unorthodox and a little bit awkward, let's say, when attacking and defending against the AI. Of course, the AI in Monster Energy Supercross 4 are really good. I've said this from the beginning, that they are really good in the sense of they are competitive. They're very aggressive, sometimes overly aggressive, to the point where it's just kind of frustrating. But I'm going to say it's good competitive action, to be honest with you. As we said, a pretty decent lap time there. We went to the 157s again. Or excuse me, just the 57s. I'm so used to saying the 1 minute such and such lap that I said it again. Going into the berm now. We're taking the lower line there and then jumping over the couple of jumps. We'll make this jump perfectly now. Beautifully done. Look how much speed we caught up on him. Brilliantly done. He did not see that coming. I was still fighting him, still pushing him, shoving and just giving him the big don't argue. He did get past of us again. He's still there. Of course, we'll continue to push forward and continue to try and get him. Oh, we just stop him in the middle of the corner. Classic block pass from DrAce. You have to love it. That's why you're subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed already, then, yeah, what are you waiting for? Now going into the second to final corner. I guess this is the final corner if you wish. And then this could be the final, I don't know. It's hard to say. Of course, it doesn't tell me the corner names or numbers in this particular game. That's why I do like them at MotoGP 20 and 21, of course. And Ride 4, they do give you that assistance to help you with the corner names. Now, most tracks I do know most of them, but of course, I'm still very, very green to Monster Energy Supercross. And not so bad on MXGP, but I'm still pretty green on that too. Dirt biking is a little bit of a new entity for me. I love watching it, but I've never really absorbed all the information in yet. Give me time and I'll learn. But of course I only do one of these videos a week compared to the many plethora of videos I do for the likes of Ride 4 and MotoGP. We do around 8 videos a week now, is it I do? Something like that. Around 45 videos a month, I think. Well, at least that's what I hit last month. I think it was 43 or 45 videos in the month. Obviously I try and aim to do that every other month, except February, because that's of course a shorter month. But I will continue to try and do that from now on. Give you as much content as possible that's good and solid. So we have... Yes, it's... Of course, you might be wondering, well, quality over quantity, but I'd like to think it's all quality. So, of course, as far as I'm concerned, I'll keep churning out the quality. And, of course, I won't just upload for the sake of uploading. I will always try and do you some decent content that I feel that has reached the standard of DrAce's community so far. Of course, if you aren't part of the Discord server, you can also join that by going into the description down below. We cover everything pretty much everything bikes, let's say. Just like my new banner suggests. Oh my goodness, King went underneath me there. That was very impressive. That was very, 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 very brave. I'll give him that. He has some major gumption and major gall to go underneath me there. And, yeah, you've kind of peeved me off there, King, so I'm going to dive over the inside. A little bit of a moment there when the change of direction as well. We kind of lost the rear or the front. It was odd to see, but of course we did. Struggle, he just tops my nose off a little bit as well. But that is another clean lap. We've seen a lot of clean laps in this one so far, I'm pleased to say. I haven't crashed. I haven't got off track. I'm pleased with that one so far. Earlier on, yes, we did, but right now, we're good. We've got it. We can do everything we want. Just keep fighting, keep pushing forward. Sword is well out into the distance. He's 5 seconds ahead, so it's not even worth considering where he is. Just focus on ourselves right now and the battle behind. Now it's Kettner who's in third place. I do believe seeing his name in Oakland, so a bit of a moment there. As King is in fourth place, excuse me. Quizarda is in fifth as well. It might be Kazarda. And I think, yeah, we've lost Johnson and the other fella as well. Pollard, so I don't know what's happened to those. But for the time being, 33 seconds remaining of this Grand Prix, of the main event here in Texas, in Arlington. Brilliant place, as we set another very quick lap. I don't remember when we set the fast lap of a 56.215. Maybe I didn't, and maybe that was AI, but I'm pretty certain it tells me just my best lap times. I'm not too sure. But I'm still pleased that we're going into the 57s. We have been really, really consistent in this one, and I think consistency is key for development, because I still feel I'm pretty new to this game. I'm still getting there. Well, of course, we are on the hardest setting for everything, so it's everything's like manual braking, manual not transmission, apologies, that's still on semi-automatic, but the manual rider weight, and of course the AI is on the hardest difficulty, which is realistic, I believe it's called, yes, and we're on advanced physics. So yeah, we're not going light on ourselves, we're not making it easy with 2 laps remaining to the end of this Grand Prix. I think it's going to be 1 lap, because Sword has not crossed the line yet. Okay, now he's crossed the line, so it'll be 1 more lap, guys, 1 more lap to take second place here in Arlington, Texas. Fingers crossed I can just hang in there and take second. That should be enough for the championship, so I'll be chuffed to bits for that one. And of course, getting a podium for the Aces and 2 Texans as well would be very special. So I'll do what I can in this final lap. Of course, King is no longer in the battle. It seems to be only be Kettner who's just behind. He's 0.8 of a second. But he's going to have to be pretty good to try and beat us now. I'd like to think in this part of the track we're pretty much impervious, so we shouldn't be beaten. But of course, I am still human, and I do make mistakes quite often, may I add, as we go a little bit wide into the berm, get as much speed as we can carry into the tabletop section, keep pushing back on those analog sticks like your life depended on it, get into the next berm, push a little bit to the analog stick on both sides, and then just go for it in this next corner. Brake late, brake early, however you want to brake, don't go too late. Oh my goodness, we'll sort of mess that up. Over the bit of a jump now, brilliantly done so far, awesome second place, I am so pleased with that one. So those are your results on the screen. Frederick Sword, Matt Grant, Jeffrey Kettner are on your podium positions. Pretty pleased with that lap time. We were the fastest man, or at least very close to being the fastest man, but just not quite. So those are the championship results. Grant wins, Mattson second, and Carlos Navarra third. Of course, we will be moving on to a new bike and a new challenge. We'll be going into the 250 East next Monday, so don't miss it. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Hit the notification bell to be alerted to every single DrAce upload. And upon that note, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now, with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.